So now we're going to be going through the first evidence of the innate human nature to explain the existence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to non-believers, the atheists and others as well. So assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. So as we know, every creature has been created with an innate inclination to believe in the creator without having to even think about it or learn about it, and he will not be diverted from this natural inclination except in the case of one who is taught something different that diverts him from that. The Prophet ﷺ said that every child is born in the state of fitra, then his parents make him into a Jew or a Christian or a Zoroastrian, narrated by Sahih al-Bukhari and Muslim. He did not say, they make him into a Muslim, because he is already Muslim by nature and naturally affirms the oneness of Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Rum verse 30, so direct your face toward the religion, inclining to truth, adhere to the fitrah of Allah upon which He has created all people. No change should there be in the creation of Allah. That is a correct religion. So the evidence of sound human nature includes the fact that when a person is in dire straits, he turns to Allah. If some calamity befalls him or he's faced with danger, he calls upon Allah and seeks His help. Allah has mentioned this in more than one place in His holy book, including the following verses in Surah Al-Qabut verse 65, as well as Surah Al-Isra verse 67, which I'm going to mention now. Surah Isra verse 67, when adversity touches you at sea, lost are all those who invoke except for Him, but when He delivers you to the land, you turn away from Him, and ever is man ungrateful. And the next evidence is in Surah Al-Qabut verse 65, and when they board the ship, they supplicate Allah sincerity in religion, but when He delivers them to the land, to their destination, at once they associate others with Him. So moving on to the next bit, which is the evidence of the innate human nature. Is so strong that no one can ward it off. Sometimes a person may find himself instantly turning to Allah in times of distress. So you turn to Allah in times of distress and calamity. No one directs him to do this. Rather, it is Allah who has instilled this within the creation. If people were left alone and listened only to the natural inclination that is instilled in them, they would not incline towards anything or anyone other than their Lord. They would turn to Him to attain that which benefits them and wards off which is harmful to them. They will turn to Him in devotion and worship, submission and humility. Next reason is explaining to them the evidence of reason and common sense. So the evidence is based on the fact that there must be a creator for every created thing. This is a fact that everyone with sound reasoning accepts. When a Bedouin was asked about the existence of Allah, he said, on the basis of reason and common sense, the presence of dung indicates a camel was there, and footprints indicate that someone passed by. The heaven with its big stars, the earth with its varied terrain, and the sea with its waves, do they not indicate the existence of the all-knowing and the all-aware? That's what a beautiful way of reaching that conclusion. What an amazing logic and eloquence. So it has been narrated that some atheists asked one of the scholars to debate with them about the existence of Allah Azza wa Jal, and made an appointment for that debate. So the scholar came late, and this was done deliberately. So when he came to them and asked them why he was late, he said, a river prevented me from coming to you, and I could not find anyone to transport me to you. But I did not have to wait for long until a boat came along with no helmsman to steer it, so I embarked on it and it brought me to you. The atheists were astounded. They said, what on earth are you talking about? He said to them, you denied that this universe has a creator, but you do not believe that a boat could not have a helmsman. They accepted the argument and they affirmed the existence of Allah. These are some ways that you need to be able to present the existence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to open their eyes, the way that this was done. This scholar did this in order to open their eyes to the truth, to understand the existence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is where I'll be concluding the episode. So I'm going to be continuing with this, and I'm going to be continuing with the next reason as well. based on tangible evidences. So make sure to tune in and check it out, because this is some important content. I'm sure you are, inshallah, hugely, greatly, and benefiting from this content, because, and sharing this with others as well, because this is such a important topic that even these episodes are not sufficient enough to explain this, because we can be going on for days and days. But inevitably this is to give you a understanding of it, and then for you to do wider reading afterwards in the authentic books in relation to Tawheed, so you can even understand it further, because Tawheed is something that we need to be learning about throughout our life. That we proclaim the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but we need to understand the beautiful names and attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We need to understand more about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and best way, be able to worship him, having khushu in our prayers. This is all important. So I'll leave you here for Manila. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.